Hello, Bart. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Yeah, I'm excited. I love this. Yeah, looking forward to have a chat with you.
Amazing. Thank you for accepting my invitation to have an interview during the Coherence 2025 Asynchronous Distributed Conference. I'm calling it anti-conference. And yeah, I would like to get to know you better today. I already know you a little bit, but we haven't been talking for quite a while, and I am super curious to learn more about where you're at these days. And of course, the audience will also get to know you this way. You are a co-steward of this conference, right?
Correct. Yes.
So maybe
Well,
hmm?
let me know, where do you want to dive in? Where do you want to get started?
First, I want to maybe ask you about what made you excited to join this anti-conference as a co-steward.
Mm, well, for me, it was somehow a perfect alignment because I was having intentions myself to start recording conversations with people that I'm connected to, that are part of my ecosystem, to kind of highlight their work and to show also the kind of collaborations that are emerging. Um, and so I had that intention, and I already had seen this asynchronous conference. And with one project I'm involved in, Hive, we were also thinking to organizing a summit about AI and collaboration. And then it was like, okay, maybe we need to partner with this Coherence 2025. So yeah, that made a lot of sense. And in general, my attention in terms of the focus I'm drawn to are very much related to technology and collaboration, creating the tools for collaboration. That's kind of my sweet spot anyway. So yeah, this made sense, and I had already a good connection with Victor, and yeah, then this kind of naturally flows, and now I'm here. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Great. So, finishing the topic of coherence, how do you envision your role in it? What is going to be your team? Who do you want to interview, maybe?
Well, in the first place, I'd love to interview some projects that are close to me that I'm already having a relationship with. Um, for example, there's Symbios, not Symbiosis, very similar name,
Yes.
Symbios with a U, that I've become an ambassador for, and they are building tools using AI to map ecosystems and bring ecosystem into collaboration. So that's very aligned. There's holistic systems from Rob. Um, and I know Anton was working on a collaborative mapping tool,
Hmm.
which I think is also very relevant. Anton Traneles. Um, so yeah, I don't know if we should go too deep into all the different examples. Up to you.
Oh,
I would love to like invite them and have a conversation, and yeah, that's what I would love to do. Bring several projects in here, and maybe along the way I will meet new projects that are very relevant. And in the longer run, just like Victor, I'm very interested in the fundraising question. So how can we collaborate as projects working on the same purpose of creating these tools for collaboration? On the fundraising question, because if everybody starts competing for funding, I feel that's not the most effective way. And if we can build a portfolio of projects that is aligned and where funding and where there is like collaboration happening between these projects, then the funding that flows in has a higher leverage, I believe.
okay.
So that's for the longer term, something I'd love to explore. And Victor is talking about the venture family, which I think is a very interesting concept. Ask him if you want to know more. it's like going further than being an incubator or an accelerator, but really creating a solid forest of projects that are like, yes, we are aligned. We're here to do the same thing. Let's work together.
This concept. I love.
Um, sorry?
I love this idea. I know this concept already.
Yeah. So that's yeah, like short term, long term, why I'm here and what I see as my role.
Great. Good. So now, can you tell us what is, sorry, who is Bart Hoorweg? For those that don't know you at all, who have just met you on the screen in the in this very interview, what
Hmm.
what is that you are the most excited about in this world?
Well, at its core, I feel myself being an explorer of this reality and yeah, walking through this life with wonder of what is this? Why are we here? And I guess there is something that drives me about exploring human potential and what's the extent to which we can create in this world. And yeah, that's kind of what's driving me. And so, I dream big. Um, I see a world that I like to call paradise on earth, where all life can flourish and where we as humanity learn to find our place within the larger web of existence, um, where we learn to live in harmony with nature and with each other, and where we recognize ourselves as part of nature.
Mhm.
And so, like I have a big vision for the world of what this life on this planet can be. And through my work as a network weaver, I know by now I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy. Well, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm not the only one who's crazy enough to believe that a different world is possible. And yeah, through my skills in networking, which is what I love doing. I love meeting new people. Um, I Yeah, I love connecting with what's the essence of someone's path, why they are here, and help them bring that to life, to fruition. And I'm somewhat of a dream weaver, vision weaver. I love connecting with other people's visions and then based on their visions make connections because I realize that the visions that come to us, they come to us because we are able to bring them to life, but it doesn't mean that we need to do it alone. Often this is a vision that is somehow emerging, and we are a steward of that, and it's up to us to find the others who are working on the same vision and then do it together because that's the new paradigm. It's about doing things together, moving beyond this illusion of separation and thinking like, okay, it's just me. It's like, no, we're all connected. All of life is connected, and I really believe that collaboration is the key to get us to this thriving future.
Hmm.
And that's also why I'm so excited about this project because it's bringing it all together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amazing. Uh, okay, you have answered a lot of questions that I already had. This is perfect. But I also don't want to make this interview super long. You know this. So, can you tell us more about your work? You said that you're a weaver, and how do you actually? I'm curious. How have you realized that you're a weaver? What does it mean for you? And what is the biggest challenge of being a weaver?
Wow, that's a really really nice question. Um, First of all, it has only been the last year I think that I have become aware of the fact that I'm a weaver. Um, Before that, I was just following my intuition, doing my thing, and I wasn't consciously choosing that path. So, what it means to be a weaver, it is to pick up on these subtle threads that are both very personal, so connecting with people, the people's personal threads, but then also being connected to the larger collective threads, the larger tapestry that is forming, that's unfolding, and then based on that, being able to weave these individual threads into the larger tapestry. And it, so you could say it's networking, but it's more than like the transactional connecting of people. It's tapping into the deeper stories that are happening. And so it's very intuitive and heart-centered and non-linear. It's not transactional. It's really going beyond that. And so you could say I'm a recruiter, I'm a partnership builder, I'm a marketeer, and it's that, but it's more than that. It's really weaving a new narrative.
Mhm.
And yeah, like doing this work, I've come to realize also that it's both an ancient role, but also very new in our world, in our society. And so I think that's one of the biggest challenges, to really bring awareness to the importance of weavers, and this work of weaving, because weavers are usually the ones that can catalyze collaborative ecosystems. They are the ones kind of connecting the pieces. Like there's maybe like the trees and the bushes that are the projects and the people, and they're very focused on their own thing, but then you need like this interconnective tissue that connects it all together. So many people talk about the mycelium, like we learn from nature that there's this mycelium web in natural ecosystems that serve as communication channel and distributing resources, and to a certain extent also coordinate decomposition of material that's not necessary anymore and transform it. So that's kind of the role that I play. And yeah, I think to bring awareness to the essence of that role and the importance of it. I think that's a challenge, and also to find ways to properly nourish this work, especially financially, considering the world that we're living in.
Mhm.
That's one of the challenges I face. And I think this has to do with the fact that I'm not tied to one organization. I'm in between different organizations.
This
And
organization doesn't hire a weaver, right? Have you heard of this?
not yet, but that's what's one thing I'm pioneering. I'm working on service offerings and yeah, exploring to see um, whether I can find a match there with organizations.
Uh-huh.
And that's my job also, to show the value of a weaver.
Mhm.
And I do think there is real value for organizations, simply for the fact of opening them to collaboration and partnerships.
Mhm.
And I think weavers can play an important role in reducing duplicate efforts,
Mhm.
because they, are in between projects and can see like, oh, you're working on this, they're doing the same. Why don't you work together? Right? So it really helps to expand this perspective for organizations and see how they fit into a larger ecosystem as well.
Okay. So you said you are working on an offering, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm currently having an offer for ecosystem weaving and ambassadorship. So that's kind of like a lifeline that I offer for organizations to connect with this larger ecosystem through me, and for me to help them also to build a thriving ecosystem around their creations.
Oh wow, that's something I didn't know about. Can you tell me more about it? Like how can an organization hire you? Like what are the terms and like what is the business model here?
Well, I'm still exploring this, to be honest. But what I envision is having like a bi-weekly meeting, so twice a month to start with as kind of a baseline, and with that, um, yeah, I can check in with the strategic goals of the organization,
Mhm.
provide input feedback on that as well, based on my experience from what I see around me. And then from there, I can provide connections that are relevant.
All right.
And I can help facilitate and introductions,
Mhm.
and we've partnerships and collaborations for organizations.
That sounds quite reasonable.
Yeah, and then there's like all the other stuff that will come up, like other kinds of resources that I can share, insights, strategic guidance, yeah, everything that comes with it.
Cool. So I'm imagining, or let me ask that question. For all the viewers, most especially for those from Coherence 2025, mm, how might we support you? Because you are only starting with this new offering and testing the grounds, right? So, uh, what help do you need?
Hmm. Well, I could definitely receive help with refining this offer, getting feedback, and to figure out like how to make this a proper win-win.
Mhm.
Um, that's a big one. So if someone feels this is interesting, then please reach out, and I'd love to have a conversation. As I'm still crafting this service as well, I'm finding the right format to offer it in. So yeah, I'm very open to crafting this together into a meaningful collaboration. And additionally, I'm also working on a crowdfund to kind of support this pioneering weaving work that falls like in between the work and that's or like in between what's funded or in between what can be fit into a service offering. Um,
More about it.
and that's coming alive quite soon. I don't know when. It has its own path, its own life, and yeah. But maybe once this is live, we can add it or
Hmm.
somehow make it available.
Okay. I have a feeling to ask you if there is anything more. I'm sure there is, because you are working with many projects, right? What else are you doing? What else are you working on?
Um, so this is like in the broader sense, like in terms of the work that I'm doing, right? Mm, let me see. What am I gonna pick here?
Let
Um, well, like one thing I'm Jesus, okay. Well, so I'm both working as a weaver, but I also love to go deeper with projects and work as a vision catalyst.
Mhm.
And so in the last years, I've been working with a beautiful woman, Hannah Koika, who is developing a heart-centered education platform focused on helping people bring their heart-centered business to life. She's written a book called Big Blissness, and the platform is going through a rebranding. So I don't know what to name it at this point. It was named Nowlicious, um, but it's going through a rebranding, and yeah, that's currently also going through a relaunch. So I'm supporting her with this vision. I feel she has amazing gifts to share, and yeah, I would love to support her with bringing this to life so that she can support more people on this path.
And what is
Um,
your role as a vision catalyst? How do you actually, this is a good example, like
hmm.
what do you do to support Hannah?
Well, I think in the first place, it's about creating a safe space for people to share what's alive in their heart. And the visions that people hold, they can be quite expansive, right? So it takes quite some capacity to be able to receive that and to be with that. And I love that. I love hearing people's visions and especially get to the essence of it and tune into like what's the why, what's the purpose behind this? Why this vision? Why are you doing this? And so I think I'm very good at connecting with the bigger vision, but also really bringing it back to the essence and helping people with coming from that essence and creating a seed to bring it into the world so that it can actually start growing. And so I think that's one part, like creating a seed from the vision, and then at the same time creating the right environment in which you can plant that seed.
Mhm.
So I feel like I'm kind of a nursery for visions, you know, and I collect all these seeds and I plant them and let them grow in a safe and nourishing environment until they're big enough to be moved into another wider ecosystem where they can start growing. And that's kind of the ecosystem weaving and ecosystem development that I'm doing for projects. So I help them connect with the right partners to bring these visions to life.
Perfect.
So yeah, that kind of blends it all together. So it's like I love going deep with people into their visions and then finding the way to bring that vision into this world. And it feels like a birthing process sometimes, you know, it's really going from conception to birth and then the parenting and taking care. And I like to yeah be there along that whole process, especially like the birthing process, let's say, and then I can be there along the side as an ambassador to support, but then at some point I also like to let it go and
Mhm.
yeah, create the right conditions and the right team to actually take care of this vision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
I'm wondering, but basically, what comes to me also is that you are kind of doing pre-branding. When I'm listening to this, it's very similar to what I do. I mean, I use
Hmm.
strategy, and you are using more like team creation and team development, and mm, yeah, there are some differences, but there are big similarities. So cool.
Hmm.
Um, my further question is still the right.
I can build on this. I can drop a seed for a longer term vision, if I may,
Bring it on.
because it kind of weaves into what you were just saying. So what I would love to create over time is this vision incubation ecosystem.
Uh-huh.
So an ecosystem where visionary entrepreneurs and leaders who are working on bringing their visions to life can come and plant this vision in the ecosystem, and that this ecosystem provides a wide variety of services
Hmm.
that are able to create this holistic offering and provide everything that a vision needs to come to life.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just want to put it out there. I'm very curious to explore further with potential co-creators what this can look like. I also know this is for the longer term, but in the short term, I love to also strengthen my collaborations with people who are offering similar services but complementary, so that we can strengthen our offering towards visionary entrepreneurs and give them everything they need to bring this vision to life. And for example, Hannah, she's doing more like web design, visual design, and that's one of the people I would love to work more closely with. Um,
Yeah,
and there's already a bunch of people in my network that I can see that are, very much potential partners to make this happen. Yeah,
I would say like I feel it. Go for it. Just like
it's already happening.
yeah, exactly. It makes total sense to me, and most especially like I'm super collaborative, and I'm very happy to be part of anything that is uh, working towards the same goal, better world and more high quality life for the humankind. So why not? Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
vision incubator ecosystem. This could also work together with the venture family, right?
I guess so. Yeah. So I'm open to, how this unfolds. This is just a vision I'm stewarding, and I'm also not attached to it in any way. It's just like, okay, this is something that's coming through. I'm learning more to express it and share it with the world,
Mhm.
and then just see what comes back, and then from there the vision refines, and it can take different shapes and forms. And probably maybe it's already happening, so maybe there's nothing to be done. It's already there, and at some point it will come on my path, and I can simply step into it and become part of it.
Yes, and it can still be a special place in the internet somewhere. I don't know. Somehow I imagined it's not just being in the cloud and somehow in the space, but what I saw is a particular project that I don't know, whatever platform, something like that, where people come and they plant their seeds of their visions and they get support, right?
Can be. Let's see. Let's see.
You're so shy, but you have visions and big power and big network, and yeah, I believe in you, Bart.
Thank you.
uh,
Thank you.
wait, I'm
Hmm.
wondering like how much time we have. As I said, I don't want to have it super long. And this last question that comes to me is, what does regenerative collaboration mean to you?
Ooh. For me, well, what's coming up for me, a regenerative collaboration is win-win-win collaborations. So it's a collaboration where there's two parties coming together and they both experience a win, but there's also a win for the collective. That would be my brief summary of what it means to me. And regeneration is about replenishing resources. So it's about dynamics that give energy, that give more than what's being taken. So that's kind of the same thing. So the parties that are involved, they they receive energy from that interaction, as well as that it gives energy to the whole.
Mhm. How is that opposing non-regenerative collaboration? Because I have a feeling that collaboration is already kind of a win-win.
That's a, well, yes, I do feel though that collaboration often is more win-win. So that's more like a transactional thing, um, where there's two parties and they benefit from it. And I think often, like, I don't know, like we go into wordplay here. I don't even know what the word regenerative collaboration. I don't use it yet. So I think it's a new term that is emerging here, and we're exploring what it means. So I don't know, honestly. I'm just thinking out loud here,
I see. No, no.
and I'm very curious actually to hear perspectives from others, because I think we also need to be careful with just putting the word regenerative on everything, and then make it a buzzword thingy, and actually nobody knows what it means. So yeah, let's define what this means and what makes it different. And honestly, I don't have the full answer to this.
Mhm. Okay.
So
Okay.
do you have some thoughts on this?
Mhm.
Do you have some thoughts on this?
Hmm. It's kind of tied to your words, mm, to be searching for people's essence and their visions, to unfold them and to be working with or maybe towards enabling humans' highest creative potential, right? So to me, collaboration is already a win-win, and it creates a space where we don't compete. We kind of like share whatever we have with one another. But within this regenerative mindset, what I saw more is there that we go kind of like beyond the role and elevate the human behind the role, something along those lines. But yeah, you're pressing with the question, so I'm just thinking out loud.
Good.
I was thinking
Yeah,
you
this
will
is
tell me, and I will learn
we're
something.
on the edge of innovation here. But yeah, I like what you're saying, and yeah, when I hear you speak, indeed, for me also this image comes up. It's a more holistic approach where we're in it to where we're in it together. It's like we realize, okay, we're all in it together. We have a shared bigger purpose, and we're helping each other, not just with our work, but also to become the fullest expression of who we are and to live our full potential.
Something along those lines.
Something around those lines. Yeah. Well, if people are listening, we would love to receive input.
Right? Can you
Um,
tell us, everybody, what's the regenerative collaboration actually?
mhm.
Please write in comments. What is regenerative collaboration to you?
Yeah. Or should we drop that whole phrase? Is it just a buzzword that doesn't contain any substance? Like if that's true, we also need to know. Like I think we need to be careful with dropping these kind of words if we cannot explain what it means.
I think I'll
Yeah,
ask these questions to everybody that I'll be interviewing. And then
yeah,
we'll, if there is a main narrative we can derive from all this.
yeah. Good. Nice. Thanks for picking up that challenge, that mission, that quest.
Bart, it was very lovely talking to you.
Likewise.
I'm very happy
I
that
enjoyed.
I have picked you on the first fire. Like we have to say this in Polish. Don't know if it's in English also. The first fire.
Mm.
So I would like to, mm, I guess, say see you next time somewhere around. We are co-stewarding this thing, so I guess we'll be meeting quite regularly. Is there anything that you want to say uh, to our viewers towards the end of this recording?
Mm. Well, thank you for watching. If you watched this all the way, that means a lot. Thank you, Alex, for guiding this and for picking me for this first conversation. And I don't know, I just feel so much joy for this journey and the fact that we have this decentralized conference and everybody is kind of the interviewer and the interviewee. And yeah, it feels exciting. It feels very Mm, juicy just to get all these different perspectives in. And so, yeah, if people are watching this and they're interested to be interviewed or become a co-steward, I don't know if that's still possible, at least to participate as a project, yeah, please register, sign up. Send me a personal message as well if you want to be interviewed by me or by Alex. I think I can also make that offer on behalf of Alex. And let's get this ball rolling. Let's show what collaboration is, or let's show what regenerative collaboration is. Let's explore what that means.
There you go.
Yeah, let's create ripples in the world and model new ways of highlighting our work and ways of working together. Um, and I really hope also that with this we can start reaching the world of capital and build bridges there so that it becomes more and more integrated and we can all create the world that we dream of. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. Oh,
Very beautiful. All right. See you, everybody.
deal. Ciao, ciao.